Hey, so I just got back from walking Grayson. Let's see, we walked almost a mile, and I realized something that I wanted to talk with you about because I've talked about this before. You know how sometimes I have gotten so upset over the fact that people do not pick up after their dogs. And also, people will leave trash or food or cigarette butts around. And that sort of thing just really bugged me. But especially the not picking up after dogs. Right, Grayson? That bugs us, right? Anyway, so here's the thing. Who has control over my emotions? Me. So I have been working on when I start feeling annoyed or upset over, I see where somebody did not pick up after their dog. And very often I don't see it first. I know about it because Grayson is suddenly interested in sniffing around a certain area, and I'll look, and that's why. Well, anyway, so an example is today. There were a couple places. Well, what did I do? When you have a reaction starting, you literally have a matter of seconds to make a decision about how that reaction is going to go. And I decided, nope, I am not going to let this thing cascade into the feelings of being upset and frustrated and all that, because I've thought through all this. And, okay, I know I'm right. They should pick up after their dogs. When they sign their rental agreement, they agree that they will do that. They talk about it, when they're renting you an apartment. They send out reminders. There are signs around. There's even bags for you to use so that you don't even have to pay for. I know I'm right. But what happens is when there are people who don't follow the rules, it gets me upset and frustrated. And you know what? I don't like those feelings. I don't like experiencing those feelings. So and also, it doesn't change anything, does it? It just wears on me, makes my life miserable. So today, when I saw that a couple times, I just said, nope, just gonna move on here, not gonna get all upset about it. Well, I've been doing that for a little while now, several, I don't know, days or maybe a couple weeks even. And it's becoming easier every time. Now, I get momentarily like, gee, but then it stops. So what I wanted to present to you is, why is it getting easier? How does this happen? Well, for whatever reason it initially happens, it becomes a habit. It becomes a pattern. It literally becomes ingrained into our nerves and our biochemical reactions, Like I see somebody didn't pick up, I'm getting upset. I'm getting angry. I'm getting frustrated. I'm, not just mentally, but physically, I'm feeling it. I'm upset. Well, that is starting to not happen because I have been practicing stopping those feelings, just not allowing them. And gee whiz, it's working. And I know, because I know about forming habits, that this is going to become a habit in my life where I'll see it, or Grayson will be sniffing around, and then I'll notice, but I'll be able to move on. I'll take note of it, but I won't have to have an emotional reaction, especially an unpleasant emotional reaction. Sometimes unpleasant emotional reactions serve us, Sometimes they're really good. Like if somebody is, physically threatening to us, and we have an emotional reaction to defend ourselves, that's a good thing. But in this case, it doesn't do anybody any good when I get upset over that stuff. So what I'd like to present to you is the idea that often we feel like, oh, I'm stressed out or upset because this happened or that happened or somebody said this. I think that a lot of our stress we actually bring on ourselves because we allow ourselves to have these reactions and to let them escalate or cascade or whatever word you want to use. We allow them to grow and become bigger, and we reinforce them. It's hard sometimes, but we can work on controlling this stuff. Don't stress out over the things that you cannot control. But what you can control, work on those things and you will have less stress in your life. Well, one of the things that can happen when you're having a lot of stress is, well, besides there's a lot of unhealthy physical things that can happen, for a lot of people it can make them want to eat because they feel comforted, they feel better eating. And this can become a habit too. I'm stressed out, so I eat. Oh, it makes me feel better. In fact, some people eat to the point of almost being dumbed down, where they just are kind of like, oh. Sort of like, the funny pictures you see after Thanksgiving dinner where the men are sitting around with their pants unbuckled, their belts unbuckled, and just almost comatose because they've eaten so much. Some people do that. Some people just eat something small, but they use food to make them feel better. So how much better would it be if you didn't have to sort of medicate yourself or drug yourself with food? That's something to think about, right? Are you seeing how all these kind of things can be related to health? Whether or not you control the feelings that you can control, where you let them go, which ones you let grow and which ones you stunt the growth of, how you deal with your feelings. These feelings, the way you eat, all this stuff involve habits of health. So, sometimes when I talk to people about the program that I coach, they're thinking, oh, I got in touch with her because I want to lose weight and all this is about food. Everything in your life is interrelated. It's not just about food. It's about thought patterns, habits in your mind, your surroundings, things that trigger you to feel good or feel bad, feel stressed or not. Relating with people in an honest, open way rather than in maybe you feel like a victim or you want to control other people or things like that. Mentally, physically, psychologically, biochemically, it's all interrelated and it all has to do with your health. And the program that I coach, it has to do with all that stuff, with your sleep and your surroundings and your mindset, the types of people you hang around, how it affects you, how you deal with relationships, your activity. And no, I don't belong to a gym. I don't do formal exercises, but I do move. I walk Grayson between 2 and 4 miles a day. And we try to, a lot of the time walk at a nice pace. We don't just saunter along. I can't with him. His walking is almost running for me. And you know how, I do exercises like sort of modified push-ups against things and stuff like that. And I have weights sitting around that I can use and do little exercises with. Every little bit makes a difference. And the thing is, I have a mindset to be moving my body. Did you know that even standing up uses more calories than just sitting down? Anyway, so I just wanted to share with you that when I coach somebody, especially people who need to lose weight, it involves your entire life. It's pretty interesting, isn't it? Even how you react to the people who didn't pick up after their dogs. At least it involves that for me, because I want to be in a healthy state of mind, not be stressed out. And for me, I'm one of those comfort eaters. I get real stressed out, I want to eat. I get tired, I want to eat. I get bored, I want to eat. Oh my gosh, I'm just an eater. But I have learned, and I'm continuing to learn, to control my weight so that I can be healthy, physically and mentally. Very often getting healthy involves some weight loss. And, you know, it's going good. I had put on some COVID weight, and I've been doing my program for, I think today's day 11. So for 10 days, and I've lost, I know it's more than 6 pounds. I don't know how much more. I'll weigh myself again, I think, on Saturday or Sunday or Monday. Anyhow, if this is a need in your life, if any of those things are a need in your life, getting healthy in not just your weight, blood pressure, blood sugar, stuff like that, but, you know, the other areas that I've talked about, get in touch. Let's chat and see what's possible for you. You know, I didn't mean for this to be something about the program that I coach, but the fact is, it's a big part of my life, because you could say it's a personal development program with a weight loss component.